got one award to get prep.
Greetings, you crazy people. Crazy? Yeah. I was crazy once.
Oh no, they can hear me.
A rubber room.
They can see me.
How do I... Rats make me crazy.
No, you already broke it.
Okay, I'm quitting the call.
Thanks, guys. It's very cool.
I know what I'm doing.
Clearly that's just incorrect.
Now it's broken!
I mean, she did say she was leaving soon.
Oh, don't worry. I can totally fix that.
And now he's back.
I heard
She's just shuffling. She's just shuffling the cans like a deck of cards.
Yes.
I mean, I can just turn these off and go back
No.
to this. I mean, the cropping is kind of off, but that's fine. It's just so we can keep our distances. Also, this is not quite centered.
Thanks,
there we go.
Very cool.
You're welcome.
Hold on, I can go. There we go. I enjoy.
Oh.
Are we done now?
Clearly not.
I'll change the picture occasionally.
So Toa, how you like my new outfit?
I can't quite see it, but some sort of hat, some sort of cap.
Jesus.
What does it say? Jesus. Oh, okay. Nice.
Jesus.
It's not really getting in focus.
It's Jesus.
I think it's like the way, the life, the truth. Hold on.
It's actually pretty cool design.
What are you doing now?
It's the way, the truth, the life.
I like it.
Thanks,
Jesus
cool.
wants me. Fish.
Can I get one?
Wants Jesus.
Very important acquisition.
I'm gonna put Jesus in a home.
It's so long since I've worn one of those, it just feels weird.
I wear one every day.
Well, I mean, you don't have much hair to protect your head from the sun, I guess.
Well, neither
every day.
Are you okay, Teras?
What?
What?
No.
Okay.
Glad we agree.
I have one here, but I don't think I can fit it over my headset. Well, kind of.
Well, you can fit your headset over
I
it.
was just gonna say, do it like I do. It just have your
fucking donut.
I'm not that smart. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, he's too old for that.
Yeah.
Go get a job. Job number 9.
Job.
I have actually.
No.
Anything else you want to add, Teras? No, removing is not an option. I said add.
I'm gonna link the words job to random job listings in your area.
In my
Which
area?
page is this?
Okay, I'm not gonna click on them. Thanks for doxing me because the link is public. Job 9. And Job, responding, said, "Truly, I know that it is so, and that man cannot be justified compared with Skytis. If he chooses to contend with him, he is not able to respond to him once out of 1,000 times. He is understanding in his heart and mighty in strength. Who has resisted him and yet had peace? He has moved mountains, and those whom he overthrew in his fury did not know it. He shakes the earth out of its place, and its pillars tremble. He commands the sun, and it does not rise. And he closes the stars as if under a seal." What kind of seal are we talking about?
Yes.
He alone extends the heavens, and he walks upon the waves of the sea. He fashions Arcturus and Orion. Is it Orion? I think it's Orion in English. Its pronunciation is weird.
Correct. I'm gonna go grab a glass so I can become an alcoholic.
No, don't get up. We'll see your dick. Oh my god!
Damn.
He's getting
And
bad.
Orion and Hyades nuts. And the interior of the south. He accomplishes mediocre and incomprehensible and miraculous things which cannot be numbered. If he approaches me, I will not see him. If he departs, I will not understand. If he suddenly should question, who will answer him? Or
It's
who
okay,
can
I've returned. You can stop panicking now.
Or who can say, "Why did you do so?" Skytis, whose wrath no one is able to resist.
Skytis.
and under whom they bend who carry the world. What am I then, that I should answer him and exchange words with him? And if I now have any justice, I will not respond, but will beseech my judge. And if he should listen to me when I call, I would not believe that he had heard my voice. For he will crush me in a whirlwind and multiply my wounds, even without cause. He does not permit my spirit to rest, and he fills me with bitterness. If strength is sought, he is most strong. If equity in judgment, no one would dare to give testimony for me. If I wanted to justify myself, my own mouth will condemn me. If I would reveal my innocence, he would prove me depraved. And if I now became simple, my soul would be ignorant even of this, and my life would weary me. What the fuck is he even talking about?
Wasn't listening.
Same.
Should be listening next time.
So I have a question.
Just one?
We do not have an answer.
Where do I find the actual Bible?
I was just gonna say the answer is written in the Bible, but where you find the Bible, you ask Teras to do his job.
Try just scrolling up in the chat. You fucking
There you go.
going up.
Well, I have the management sheet.
And that
Yeah,
one links.
in the summary page on the right, there's links to all the books, and the one we're currently on is highlighted.
301 to 375.
Okay.
There's one thing that I have said. Both the innocent and the impious he consumes. If he scourges, let him kill all at once and not laugh at the punishment of the innocent. Since the earth has been given into the hands of the impious, he covers the face of its judges. For if it is not him, then who is it? My days have been swifter than a messenger. They have fled and have not seen goodness. They have passed by like ships carrying fruits, just like an eagle flying to food. If I say, by no means will I speak this way, I change my face, and I am tortured with sorrow. I have dreaded all my works, knowing that you did not spare the offender. Yet, if I am also just as impious, why have I labored in vain? If I had been washed with snow-like waters, and my hands were shining like the cleanest thing, yet you would plunge me in filth, and my own garments would abhor me. For even I would not answer a man who were like myself, nor one who could be heard with me equally in judgment. There is no one who could both prevail in argument and in placing his hand between the two. Let him take his staff away from me, and let not the fear of him terrify me. I will speak, and I will not fear him, for in fearfulness I am not able to respond. Did you replace judgment with argument? Why? There is no one who could both prevail in argument and in placing his... To be fair, I have no fucking clue what this book is about, actually. I didn't...
About Job.
Stop being Swedish.
Okay, I've set up my camera.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was an entire chapter of just... I don't know what it was, honestly. Job 10. My soul is weary of my life. I will release my words against myself. I will speak the bitterness of my soul. I will say to Skytis, do not be willing to condemn me. Reveal to me why you judge me this way. Does it seem good to you, if you find fault with me and oppress me, the work of your own hands, and assist the counsel of the impious? Do you have bodily eyes? Somebody elaborate?
What?
Do you have
Bodily eyes?
Or just as man sees, will you see? But doesn't that require, like... That sentence just seems contradictory. So he's asking if he has bodily eyes, just normal eyes, instead of some other object that functions like an eye, but is not technically an eye.
Well, you see, SEA.
See these nuts in your mouth?
You should add that, like,
My nuts in your
after
mouth?
every C's. Yeah, you add the fucking, if these nuts fit in your mouth.
I don't know, I haven't been paying attention because I do that on the regular already.
Yeah, but you haven't wrote it.
Well, because that's Teras' job, and Teras doesn't like doing work, as you know.
Well, Teras is literally being naked and fat eating chips right now.
Yeah, the problem is he's fat. He's not being fed. That's the problem.
I mean, his entire being can be described as this word.
A
No,
tub
I'm
of
sorry,
lard.
that's just mean.
If I ever meet
I
up,
sexually identify it as a slab of lard.
if I ever meet up with Teras, we're gonna do a Bible reading, and while I'm reading, I'm just gonna hand feed him.
You're just gonna fucking grill him on the barbecue. It's like the snack.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
The offer also goes out to you, Toa, if you would like.
I'll consider it.
It doesn't have to be peanuts either.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
Of course,
Can it be regular nuts?
I am prepared.
Yeah, I also have some peanuts actually.
You're
Unsalted.
gay.
Damn. He has ascended to snackhood.
Snack food.
Mm. Perfect roasted
snack.
nut taste, it says.
Damn. You're about to get roasted.
Mm.
You should roast hell.
Huh?
No, not
Huh?
worth. You can
Huh?
spit roast her.
Huh? What? I mean, he has the fucking.
No, you have the fuck.
Wait. No, that's what I wanted to say. He has a
No,
morphology.
for X's sake.
He's got the body type for it.
Also, you're into Teras? Okay. I thought Teras was gonna get into you.
Please
I
stop
thought this was a Bible
making me
reading, not some
vomit.
kind of sex club.
Well, times change. You just gotta, align yourself with it.
We're just adjusting to what the Bible is all about.
Okay.
Bible is a lot about various things you maybe didn't quite anticipate.
I mentioned I got accosted by a Jehovah's Witness a few weeks ago.
It was me.
Did you
No,
did you go back to take them up on their offer, by the way?
no, I haven't yet,
Aw.
but I might.
Did you scream at them and then chase them down the road?
No, because
Oh.
I was stuck on a train station for 2 hours,
I see.
and she came up and talked to me, so I didn't mind too much, but
I wish I had
she was
more.
I don't know, just brainwashed and kind of stupid, I guess.
I wish I had more Jehovah's Witnesses talking to
Well,
me.
I have never been visited by any myself.
Oh.
I had a letter from them.
They're all called Jehovah's Witness, not Jehovah's Visits. God damn it.
But she didn't actually have her Bible with her
Witness.
Oh.
because she was going on vacation. So I guess you don't
What?
need your Bible on vacation.
Weak. I have multiple Bibles. I have multiple digital ones and 2 physical ones right here.
Yeah, you always have them with you.
Gotta make sure I'm prepared.
Yes.
Are your days just like the days of man, and are your years as the times of humans, so that you would inquire about my iniquity and examine my sin?
No, not really.
I've got an idea. You know what we should do, Skytis? You know that little tiny Bible you've got?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
We should get one of those made, but it only has our best of lines.
Would probably be pretty pricey to get it done, but if it's not super overpriced, I'm totally down. Hey.
Well, I mean, that one you bought was like literal
Yeah,
pennies
but
to buy.
that's because it's mass produced. This one would have to be custom made. But hey, you go ahead and do some research right now.
I'll fucking make it myself if I have to.
Okay. I mean, the sheet is already there, so it's in the management. There's a separate sheet for it. And you know that I have done nothing impious, yet there is no one who can deliver from your hand. Your hands have made me and formed me all around. In this way, do you suddenly throw me away? Remember, I ask you that you have fashioned me like clay, and you will reduce me to dust. Have you not extracted me like milk and curdled me like cheese? You have clothed me with skin and flesh. You have put me together with bones and nerves. You have assigned me to life and mercy. And your visitation has preserved my spirit. Visitation? Is that? What the fuck does that? I mean, I can guess what it means, but what the fuck is visitation?
The act of visiting.
It's that's visit though. Why is it visitation? Why not visit?
Because that's one another way of saying it.
If the bag had
slightly differently depending on the context.
if the bag had a bigger opening, this would be easier, Toa.
I'm gonna buy weed.
Pro tip.
Nice.
Though you may conceal this in your heart, yet I know that
Sure.
you remember anything. If I have sinned, and you have spared me for an hour, why do you not endure me to be clean from my iniquity? And if I should be impious, woe to me! And if I should be just, I will not lift up my head, being drenched with affliction and misery. And because of pride, you will seize me like a lioness. And having returned, you torment me to an extraordinary
I
degree.
suppose it is the month of Pride, so they're on point.
Yes.
What? Yeah, exactly what he said. You renew your testimony against me, and you multiply your wrath against me. And these punishments make war within me. Why did you lead me out of the womb? Are we back to complaining about how much better it was before?
Yes.
I mean, this is not complaining about Egypt, but just complaining about how it's better to be in the womb. What? Some things never change.
That's a new one.
Yeah, some things just don't change, but I'm inclined to change the rules.
You know what does change?
Your level of alcohol?
I mean, that is one of the things, yes.
If only I had been consumed so that no eye would ever see me. I should have been as if I had not been. Transferred from the womb to the tomb. I like that. That's a good one. Holy shit. I should have been as if I had not been. Transferred from the womb to the tomb. That's a fucking banger line, bro. Holy shit.
You're a banger line.
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
It will be once I get my hands on him.
Will not my few days be completed soon? Release me, therefore, so that I may lament my sorrows a little, before I depart and return no more to a land that is dark and covered with fog, with the fog of death with one F. A land of misery and darkness, where the shadow of death with one F, and nothing else but everlasting horror dwells. Also known as the Nest of
Oh, yeah.
Horrors. Join the Discord today.
Sorry, what?
This is, but this is better than the all the names and stuff.
Yeah, this is not top
This
tier
is-
Bible, but
Oh, this is probably the best writing we've seen thus far.
Yeah.
I don't like
This
that
is
it's
something.
just constantly one guy complaining about how he shouldn't have been born in multiple ways, but overall it's above
I
Bible
mean,
average.
how is that any different from what I do? Come back?
You do it shirtless, so
Hmm.
look, I fixed it. I'm that quick.
Bro's got the fucking camera presets on a hotkey.
I don't. I need to reorganize my stuff here.
Oh, come back.
It's just difficult because I need enough cameras to do the cropping properly and all that. So, God damn
The
it.
Discord sometimes crashes when I view a GIF. So
Interesting problem.
so don't post any GIFs in the chat thing.
GIF with one F.
Sorry about that, Skytis.
It's fine. I'm unprofessional.
It's
I'm
Jeff,
reading the
but
Bible, like-
it's spelled Jeeth.
What?
It's GIF, but it's spelled Geeth.
Okay.
Hold on.
Toa, we're reading the Bible. There are no
I'm gonna
standards.
commit.
This is how you
I
spell
guess
Jeff.
that's true. So for the Nama,
GIF.
If
Skytis pronounced give correctly.
Give me money.
I've decided to just randomly change how I pronounce it to confuse everybody and upset everyone equally, hopefully.
GIF?
Give me all of your money.
It's not if. Currency can be exchanged for alcohol.
Correct. Job 11. But Zophar, the Namathite, responding, said, "Will he who speaks much not also listen? Or will a talkative man be justified? Will men be silent only for you? And when you have mocked others, will no one refute you? For you said, 'My word is pure, and I am clean in your sight.' Yet I wish that Skytis would speak with you and open his lips to you, so that he might reveal to you the secrets of wisdom, and how intricate his law is, and that you would understand how much less he requires of you than your iniquity deserves." Hey, Teras,
Yes.
what if lips were replaced with lisps?
Can we replace wisdom by Winston?
You'll have to ask Teras. He's in charge of replacements.
Teras, I'll pay you
Keep
$50
saying
for
it.
this.
Okay, do it.
Oh, it's okay, Cat
never
Peasant. I
mind.
can tip you.
Just a tip.
Oh, this hat was already worth it. I have no fucking clue, honestly. Most men are silent after Skytis speaks. Most, yeah, but there are a few rude interruptions. Teras instead. True. Fair, I guess. Most men are
Give
silent
me
before
all
Skytis
of
speaks
your
too.
money.
True. By chance, will you comprehend the footsteps of Skytis and reach all the way to the perfection of the Almighty? He is higher than heaven. And what will you do? He is deeper than hell. But how will you know?
Yo.
He said deeper than, not in.
Oh.
How indeed.
Damn. There goes my
Okay,
Saturday
pay
plans.
very close attention now. His measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. Oh, goddamn my.
And the next line is also very sexual.
What? But what do you mean also? There was nothing sexual yet.
Okay. So read the next line.
If he overturns all things or packs them together, who will contradict him?
He overturns and then packs. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna pack you.
That's quite the reach. Power up.
I don't think it is.
We'll just leave it at that. For he knows the vanity of men, and when he sees iniquity, does he not evaluate it? A vain man is lifted up in arrogance, and he thinks that he is born free, like a wild ass is called.
Oh.
But you have fortified your heart and extended your hands to him. If you will send away from you the iniquity that is in your hand, and not let injustice remain in your Skytis tent, then you would be able to lift up your face without blemish, and you would be steadfast and unafraid. Misery, likewise, you would forget, or would remember only like waters that have passed by. And brightness, like that of midday, will rise upon you until evening. And when you would think yourself consumed, you will rise up like the morning star. And when hope has been set before you, you will have faith. And when buried, you will sleep secure. You will rest, and there will be nothing to make you afraid. And many will make requests before your face. But the eyes of the impious will fade away, and the path to escape will perish before them, for the abomination of the soul is their hope. So this is just a long-winded way of saying be loyal to Skytis and you'll be fine?
I think so.
I'll be back.
No.
The morning star, isn't that something with the like Satan or the devil or something? Isn't that a name for
Lucifer, Morningstar!
Yeah, exactly, Lucifer.
I'm only familiar with Lucifer Morningstar, my favorite porn star.
Lucy.
Okay.
I have no clue what you're talking about, by the way. Lucifer Morningstar? I no clue.
Oh, yeah. It's not important.
Is this some anime stuff again?
No, it's not. It's Bible stuff.
You fucking weeb.
Morningstar equals Venus.
Why are both Jesus and Satan referred to as the morning star?
Jesus.
Jesus is the reincarnation of Satan. Boom, I solved the Bible. Let's go.
The KJ, Lucifer, son of the morning, blah blah blah. Yeah, so okay, so it's yeah, it can be Satan, but it can also be Jesus, I guess, the morning star.
Yeah, Jesus is Satan.
What about the
No.
afternoon star?
I'm not sure.
Job 12. Then Job.
Zeus has risen.
Thanks. Then Job, answering, said, Are you, therefore, alone among sus men? And will wisdom die with you? And I have a heart just as you also do, and I am not inferior to you. For who is ignorant of these things which you know? He who is mocked by his friends as I am, will call upon Skytis, and he will listen to him, because it is the sincerity of the just that is being mocked. The lamp that is despised in the thoughts of the rich is ready for the appointed time. Excuse me, what? The lamp that is despised in the thoughts of the rich is ready for the appointed time. I'm sorry, I don't speak IKEA. What the fuck does that actually mean? Any suggestions?
So you haven't changed any word for lamp, or?
No, I haven't, and I don't think Teras has either.
Lamp.
The lamp that is despised in the thoughts of the rich is ready for the appointed time.
Yeah, no idea.
Is it talking about a genie and a lamp?
If it had said land, I would have accepted it, I guess. But lamp.
I have no clue. It's just quality Bible. The Skytis tents of robbers are numerous, and they provoke Skytis boldly, whereas it is he who has given all things into their hands. In truth, ask the mules, and they will teach you, and the birds of the sky, and they will reveal to you. Speak with the earth, and it will respond to you, and the fish of the sea will explain. Ah, yes, so we're back on being on drugs. Animals are now speaking. Who is ignorant that the hand of the Lord has made all these things? In his hand is the soul of all the living and the spirit of all the flesh of mankind. Does not the ear perceive words, and the palate, when eating, perceive flavor? In old age is wisdom, and in length of days is prudence. With him is wisdom and strength. He has counsel and understanding. If he tears down, there is no one who can build up. If he encloses a man, there is no one who can open. Besides Goatsy. If he restrains the waters, everything will dry up. And if he sends them forth, they will subdue the land. With him is strength and wisdom. He knows both the deceiver and he who is deceived. He leads advisers to a foolish end and judges to stupidity. He removes the belt of kings and encircles their waist with a rope. He leads away priests in dishonor and displaces nobles, altering the lips of those who speak and the truth and sweeping altering the lips of those who speak the truth and sweeping away the teaching of the aged. He pours disdain. That's not how you spell disdain.
It is now.
He pours disdain upon the leaders, relieving those who had been oppressed. He reveals the depth of the darkness, and he brings the shadow of death with one F into the light. He multiplies people and destroys them, and, having been overthrown, he restores them anew. He transforms the heart of the leaders of the people on earth, and misleads those who in vain advance upon the inviolable. They will grope as in darkness, not the light, and he will make them stagger like drunkards. Holy fuck, what the fight? What am I reading? Hello, Mr. Frequencer. I'm just assuming that's how it's pronounced. The lamp will shed light for the pedos, not the patriarchs, throughout all to D them. He's nuts? When strength, no vitality. Exactly. That's the proper build. I will soon face the Spet PF Spear of the Goblin. Need to roll a new character. By the way, Teras.
Yes.
What's the current status on the D&D? Did that person ever get back to you?
What person?
On your Discord.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In the, I think, media where I inquired about D&D, and then I think somebody from Australia asked me again in 4 weeks. And on the dot, nobody noticed, of course, on the minute, 4 weeks later or whatever it was, I replied. And I didn't get a reply again.
Well, then neither.
Okay. Pronounced free creature. Creature equals Teras.
Oi.
Job 13. You know what you should do, Teras? After every job chapter, you should just add a random job. Just like CEO of some company, cashier, painter, whatever, just random job titles. So it just sounds like, when you read it, it just looks like it's the resume of somebody. I think that would make it better.
Are you okay?
No. I'm about to read job 13. Behold! My eye has seen all these things, and my ear has heard, and I have understood each one. In conformity with your knowledge, I also know. I am not inferior to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yet, I speak this way to the Almighty, and I desire to argue with Skytis. Bad idea. Don't argue with Skytis. You'll just be upset. Having first shown that you fabricate lies and cultivate perverse teachings. And I wish that you would remain silent, so that you would be counted amongst us the wise. Therefore, listen to my correction and pay attention to the judgment of my lips. Does Skytis require your lie, so that you would speak deceitfully for him? Have you taken his place, and do you struggle to give judgment in favor of Skytis? Or will it please him, from whom nothing can be concealed? Or will he be deceived like a man by your deceitfulness? He will accuse you because in secret you have preempted his presence. As soon as he moves himself, he will disturb you, and his dread will fall over you. Your remembrance will be compared to ashes, and your necks will be reduced to clay. Just the necks. The rest of the body will stay.
I'm not sure I understand the logistics of that.
The neck is clay.
I guess you would. Would you then break your neck because you couldn't hold your neck up, or would you not break it because it would be clay, so it would be more?
Well, I mean, the question is it like burned or whatever you do with clay?
Fired.
Is it like moldable or non-moldable clay? Because one of them would not be very good at holding up your head. But I guess
exactly.
Either way, once that happens, Skytis laid claim upon your head.
So if my neck was burnt clay, could you just sort of hit it and then it would...
Fired clay.
Yeah. What? Who fired Clay? What did he do wrong?
He grabbed my ass.
But I did it all the time.
And then he stopped. Okay, continue please, Skytis.
Don't do that.
Be silent for a little while, so that I may speak whatever my mind suggests to me. That one resonates with me. That just basically amounts to shut the fuck up and let me think. And then speak, I guess. Why do I wound my flesh with my teeth? Why do you? And carry my soul in my hands. Why do I wound my flesh with my teeth? Did he bite his lip? Or his tongue? And now, if he would kill me, I will... And now, if he will kill me, I will hope in him.
Good one.
I'm not... Either it's I will have hope in him, or I will hop in him. I'm gonna go with the latter one, because it's funnier. There you go, fixed. And now, if he would kill me, I will hop in him. In this, truly, I will correct my ways in his sight. And he will be my savior, for no hypocrite at all will approach in his sight. Listen to my words, and perceive an enigma with your ears. If I will be judged, I know that I will be found to be just. Who is it that will go to judgment with me? Let him approach. Why should I be consumed in silence? Do not do such things to me twice, and then I will not hide from your face. Take your hand away from me, and do not let your dread terrify me. Call me, and I will answer. Or else I will speak, and you can answer me. How many iniquities and sins do I have? Reveal my crimes and offenses to me. Why do you conceal your face and consider me to be your enemy? Against a leaf which is carried away by the wind, you reveal your power and you pursue dry straw. For you write bitter things against me, and you want to consume me for the sins of my youth? You have put my feet on a tether, and you have observed all my paths, and you have considered the steps of my feet. I will be left to decay like something rotten, and like a garment that is being eaten by moths.
Thanks.
Who is Job even talking to? This book is just
Should have been
Bible.
paying attention.
Nah, we don't do that here. Job 14. Man, born of woman, living for a short time, is filled with many miseries.
Yes.
Summary
Proof.
of a story of my life.
Yes. I feel that.
That's a good one. Man, born of woman, living for a short time, is filled with many miseries. What? Nope, stop. Trying to highlight here. He comes forth like a flower and is crushed, and he flees as if a shadow and never remains in the same state. And do you consider it fitting to look down with your eyes on someone in this way and lead him into judgment with you? Who can make him clean who is conceived of unclean seed?
Oh.
So if
I
you're
agree.
born of unclean seed, you're just eternally filthy?
Yeah. You have to wash your seeds.
Wash
You
seed,
have to give you have to give a good rinse.
wash seed before insertion. Are you not the only one who can? The days of a man are short, and the number of his months is with you. You have determined his limits, which cannot be surpassed. Withdraw a little from him, so that he may rest until his awaited day arrives, like that of a hired hand. A tree has hope. If it has been cut, it turns green again, and its branches spring forth. If its roots grow old in the earth, and its trunk passes into dust, at the scent of water it will sprout and bring forth leaves, as when it had first been planted. Truly, when a man dies, and he has been left unprotected and has decayed, I ask you where he is. I ask you where is he? It is as if the waters had reduced from the sea and an emptied river had dried up. Just so, when a man is fallen asleep, he will not rise again until the heavens are worn away. He will not awaken nor rise from his sleep. Who will grant this to me, that you will protect me in the underworld, and hide me until your fury passes by, and establish a time for me in which you will remember me? Do you suppose that a dead man will live again? On each of the days in which I now battle, I wait until my transformation occurs. Me when I'm a Pokemon?
Oh.
You will call me, and I will answer you. The work of your hands you will extend your right hand. Indeed, you have numbered my steps, but you have been lenient with my sins. You have sealed up my offenses as if in a pursuit, but you have cured my iniquity. A falling mountain flows away, as a falling mountain usually does, yeah. A falling mountain flows away, and a stone is transferred from its place. Waters wear away stones, and with a flood the land is reduced little by little. And similarly, you will destroy man. You have strengthened him for a little while, so that he may cross over into eternity. You will change his face and send him forth. Whether his sons have been noble or ignoble, he will not understand. And in this way his body, while he yet lives, will have grief, and his soul will mourn over himself. Confusion. Just confusion.
Yes. Why are you confused?
I'm reading the
It all
Bible.
makes perfect sense.
I'm reading the Bible.
Just don't do that then.
Well, would you like to do it?
No.
I wonder why.
Huh? Where are we?
At home.
Okay, I'm gonna leave then.
I'm not actually.
That's
Are you
so
not in
fucking
your
you,
garden?
It's
This is not my garden.
Whose
Oh, you
Why
garden
are
is
you
shouldn't
it?
why
do
are you in some
random
random
person's
person's
garden.
garden?
Yeah.
Is it
Because
mine?
I wanted I thought I wanted this episode to be special.
So you broke into your neighbor's garden.
No, just not my neighbor, just someone's.
Bro just found a nice garden.
Yeah.
Walked about his town for like a half an hour. Like, oh, this guy has a nice garden.
Yeah.
Just sat down.
Just the unclean.
Some random old lady's just
society
gonna show up
nature.
in a minute and go, excuse me.
Yeah.
What
Sorry
are
if
you?
I have to leave leave very quickly suddenly. You know why?
Yeah.
But I hope it was worth it.
I mean, you get most of the view. We just get one particular angle, so you tell us if it's worth it.
I think it is.
I'm gonna go. See you later, guys. Or
no.
tomorrow,
Bye-bye.
actually. Bye-bye.
Come
Goodbye.
back.
Enjoy Bible stream, everybody.
Come back.
No, you.
And remember to pray to God every
Come
day,
back.
every minute, every
Come
second.
back.
No.
I can probably read some if you want to.
Feel free. Or feel paid.
Oh.
It's up to you, however you want to feel.
Where are we again? Is it 15-1?
Yes. Job
Okay.
15.
But Eliphaz the Terminite answering said, "Will a wise man answer as if he were speaking wind, and will he fill his stomach with fire?"
Hold on. Hey, Teras, which languages do you speak? I speak German, English, and wind.
Oh.
You rebuke with words he who is not equal to you, and you speak what is not expedient for you. To such an extent that within yourself you have expelled reverence and have taken away prayers from your presence of Skytis. For your iniquity has misled your mouth, and you imitate the tongue of blasphemers.
Mouth. Oh.
Your own mouth will condemn you, not I, and your own lips will answer you. Are you the first man who was born, or were you formed before the hills? Have you heard the intentions of Skytis, and will his wisdom be inferior to you? What do you know about which we are ignorant? What do you understand that we do not know? There are with us both aged and ancient men, even more senior than your fathers. Is it so important that Skytis should console you? But your own depraved words prevent this. Why does your heart exalt you, and why do you gaze with your eyes as if thinking mediocre things?
What? Huh?
I don't know. Thinking mediocre things. There's something about
Ah,
because there's
God
so
damn
much.
it. Teras, you and I, we both have to.
Yeah.
I feel like I missed something here, but
You did, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
in the Bible management sheet. If you're ever confused, look at the management sheet and you will find your answer.
yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Or just don't, because
Uh,
that's the Bible vibe, being confused.
I think that might be better. Why does your spirit stir against Skytis, so as to utter such speeches from your mouth?
No.
What is man that he should be immaculate, and that he should appear just, having been born of woman?
Mouth.
Behold, among this little thing, what's that?
Mouth.
It's pronounced sus. It's pronounced exactly like you would read it.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Behold among sus his holy ones. That's how you read it.
Behold among sus his holy ones, not one is immutable, and even the heavens are not pure in his sight. How much more abominable and useless is the man who drinks as if from the water of iniquity. I will reveal to you, so listen to me, and I will explain to you what I have seen. The wise acknowledge, and they do not leave behind their fathers, to whom alone earth has been given, and no stranger passed among us them.
Very well.
Thank you. The impious impious, is
Yes.
arrogant for all his days, and the number of the years of his tyranny is uncertain. The sound of terror is always in his ears, and when there is peace, he always suspects treason. He does not believe that it is possible for him to be turned from darkness into the light, for he sees around him the sword of every side. When he moves himself to seek bread, he knows that the day of darkness has been prepared for his hand. Tribulation will terrify him, and anguish will prevail over him, like a king who is being prepared to go to battle. For he has extended his hand against Skytis, and he has strengthened himself against the Almighty. He has rushed against him with his throat exposed, and he has been armed with a fat neck. Okay. Is this altered in any way?
I don't think so. Nothing here looks like any of the replaces we did.
Okay.
I guess this is just a fancy way of saying he's rushing in a way where it's very easy to kill him because his throat is exposed and he has a fat neck, which is synonymous to throat in this case, I guess. So he's an easy target, I guess.
It seems a bit. I don't know why they had to add that he has a fat neck. He rushed against him with his throat exposed, and he has been armed with a fat neck.
Well, it's a big target. If he didn't have a fat neck, it would be a smaller target.
Yes. So. Yeah. But I don't know. For some reason, I think it would almost be harder to kill someone who has a fat neck than a small thin neck.
It's a bigger target.
Yeah. Well, that's not necessarily a good thing because with the neck you want. Fuck it.
No, I don't want a fucking neck. That's weird.
Well, I don't think it is, but let's continue.
Okay.
Thickness has covered his face, and lard hanging down from his sides.
Hold.
Okay, so it doesn't get any less weird.
Wait. I need to check something. The fuck? Wait. Oh my god, this is the second mention. If we ignore any alterations we did, this is Teras.
Yes.
It actually says in the original one, his thickness has covered his face and lard hangs down from his sides. That is not altered. It actually says lard. I just checked the original one. It does say lard.
Wonderful.
But
he's a fat fuck.
What the?
Is this the same guy that has the fat throat?
I guess so.
The fat neck.
We're still talking about him as far as I can tell.
Thickness has covered his face, and lard hangs down from his sides.
I'm just imagining a guy with two Skytises hanging down either sides of his cheeks.
Yeah, it really paints a picture. He has lived in desolate cities and deserted houses, which have been turned into tombs. He will not be enriched, nor will his basic necessities endure, nor will he establish his root in the earth. He will not withdraw from the darkness. The flame will burn up his branches, and he will be defeated by the breath of his own mouth. He will not believe, being vainly deceived by error, that he could be redeemed at any price. Before his time is completed, he will pass into ruin, and his hands will wither away. He will be wounded like a grapevine when its cluster is in first flower, and like an olive tree that casts off its flower. For the congregation of the hypocrites is fruitless, and fire will devour the Skytis tents of those who love to accept money. He has conceived sorrow and has brought forth iniquity, and his womb prepares deceit.
Did you hear that, Teras?
No.
This is powerful stuff.
Fire will devour the Skytis tents of those who love to accept money.
Oh, wonderful.
I hope you have some backup tents. I don't, but the good thing is I don't even have a single tent, so there's nothing to lose.
Shall I continue?
Oh, feel free.
I'm helping you share the burden of this project, at least a little bit, I guess.
You're the burden here.
I have a professional helper right in this bottle.
Actually, Teras, I think you might be the burden.
Without me, this entire project collapses.
Yeah,
Then Job, answering, said, I have often heard such things. You are all aggravating comforters. Will there be no end to windy words? Or is it all a burden to you if you speak? I too can speak like you, and I also wish that your soul favored my soul. Okay. I would also comfort you with speeches and would wag my head over you. I would strengthen you with my mouth and I would move my lips as if being lenient to you. But what can I do? When I am speaking, my grief will not be quiet, and if I am quiet, I will not withdraw from me. But now my grief has crushed me, and all my limbs have been reduced to nothing. My wrinkles bear witness against me, and a liar rises up against my face, contradicting me. He has gathered together his fury towards me, and threatening me, he has roared against me with his teeth. My enemy has beheld me with terrible eyes. They have opened their mouths against me, and reproaching me, they have struck me on the cheek. They are nourished by my sufferings. Skytis has confined me with the immoral, and he has delivered me into the hands of the impious. I, who once was wealthy, am now crushed. He has grabbed me by my neck. He has broken me and has placed me. Shouldn't that be placed?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So it's a typo in the Bible.
Yeah,
then.
there's been plenty. It's
Okay. And he has grabbed me by my neck. He has broken me and has placed me before him as a sign. He has surrendered me with his lances. He has severely wounded my lower back. He has not been lenient, and he has poured out my organs upon the earth. Scroll. He has cut me with wound after wound. He has rushed upon me like a giant. I have soon sewn sackcloth over my skin, and I have covered my body with ashes. My face is swollen from weeping, and my eyelids have dimmed my vision. These things I have endured without iniquity in my hand, while I held pure prayers before Skytis. O earth, do not conceal my blood, nor let my outcry find a hiding place in you. For behold, my witness is in heaven, and my confidant is high. My friends are full of words. My eye rains tears upon Skytis, and I wish that a man might be so judged before Skytis, just as the Son of Man is judged by his assistant. For behold, a few years pass by, and I am walking a path which I will not return.
Hey, Teras, how about you walk a path where you drink twice?
Yeah, right.
All right, you have the drinking game, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The problem is Teras only notices when you say, behold. He does not respond to behold.
Oh, okay. For behold, a few years pass by, and I am walking a path by which I will not return.
That's why I had to tell him that he has to drink twice. He did not notice.
Okay, right.
Left.
My spirit will be wasted, my days will be shortened, and only the grave will left for me. I have not sinned, yet my eye remains in bitterness. Free me, O Lord, and set me beside you, and let the hand of anyone you wish to fight against me. You have set their heart far from discipline, therefore they will not be praised. He promises prey to his companions, but the eyes of his sons will grow faint. He has posted me like a proverb to the people, and I am an example in their presence. My eyesight has been clouded by indignation, and my limbs have been reduced, as if to nothing. The just will be astounded over this, and the innocent will be stirred up against the hypocrite. And the just will cling to his way, and clean hands will increase strength. Therefore be converted, all of you, and approach, for I do not find in you any wisdom. My days have passed away, my thoughts have been scattered, tormenting my heart. They have turned night into day, and I hope for light again after the darkness. If I should wait, the underworld is my house, and in darkness I have spread out my bed. I have said to decay and to worms, you are my father, my mother, my sister. Therefore, where is my expectation now, and who is it that considers my patience? Everything of mine will descend into the deepest underworld. Do you think that in that place of Listonian there will be rest for me? Okay, I'll do the next one and then I'll stop.
Okay.
But Baldad the Suhite responded by saying, how long will you throw around words? Understand first and then let us speak. Why have you been treated like mules, as if you were unworthy before you? Why have we been treated like mules, as if we were unworthy before you? You who ruins your own soul in your fury, will the earth be forsaken because of you, and will the cliffs be moved from their places? Will not the light of the impious be out, and the flame of his fire refuse to shine? Light will become darkness in his Skytis tent, and the lamp that is over him will be extinguished. His strong steps will be constrained, and his own counsel will cast him down uncontrollably. For he has cast his own feet to go into a net, and he has walked into its web. His heel will be held in a snare, and thirst will rage against him. A trap has been hidden for him in earth, and a decoy along his path. Horrifying things will terrify him everywhere, and it will entangle his feet. A lot of stuff about his feet here. Let his strength be diminished by fame, and let his starvation invade his ribs. Let it devour the beauty of his skin. Let the ancient death with one F consume his arms. Let his confidence be torn away from his Skytis tent, and let ruin trample over him like a king. Let the companions of he who is not dwell in his Skytis tent. Let brimstone rain down upon his Skytis tent. Let his roots be dried up from beneath him, and his harvest be crushed from above. Let the memory of him perish from the earth, and let not his name be celebrated in the streets. He will expel him from light into darkness, and he will remove him from the world. Neither his offspring nor his descendants will exist among his people, nor will there be any remnants of this country. The last will be astonished at this day, and the first will be overcome with terror. And so these are the Skytis tents of the sinful, and this is the place of he who does not know Skytis.
So it's Job arguing against. What was his name? It was just against Baldad, the Suhite.
I don't know.
They're arguing about I don't know about whether they should believe in Skytis. I'm still just confused what this all is about, honestly.
It seems like he's basically just in a lot of different ways are condemning those who don't believe in the Lord, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's I think he has made his point by now.
It's kind of crazy how civil they were back then. Like, look at any modern debate. Look at this. How much they get to speak without anybody interrupting them. This is crazy.
That's true.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room with rats, and rats make
They
me
are
crazy.
more eloquent too. Well, this guy at least.
Job 19. But Job answered by saying, How long will you afflict my soul and wear me down with words? So 10 times you confound me and are not ashamed to oppress me. Now, of course, if I have been ignorant, my ignorance will be with me. But you have risen up against me, and you accuse me to my disgrace. At least Tony and you should understand that Skytis has not afflicted me with a balanced judgment, though he has encompassed me with his scourges. Behold! I will cry out, enduring violence, and no one will hear. I will announce loudly, but there is no one who may judge.
Yes.
He has hemmed in my path, and I cannot pass. He has added darkness to my difficult path. He has plundered me of my glory, and he has stolen the crown from my head. He has destroyed me on every side, and I am lost. And, like an uprooted tree, he has taken away my hope. His fury has raged against me, and this way he has treated me like his enemy. His troops have gathered together, and they have made their way to me, and they have besieged my Skytis tent all around. He has put my brothers far from me, and my friends have withdrawn from me like strangers. My kinsmen have forsaken me, and those who knew me have forgotten me. The inhabitants of my house and my maidservants treat me just as if I were a stranger, and I have been like a sojourner in their eyes. I called my servant, and he did not respond. I pleaded with him with my own mouth, and I got a single bit from Teras. My wife has shuddered at my breath, and I have begged the sons of my loins. Even the foolish have looked down on me, and, when I withdrew from them, they spoke ill of me. Those who were sometime my counselors treat me like an abomination, and he whom I valued the most has turned against me. Since my flesh has been consumed, my bone adheres to my skin, and only my lips have been left around my teeth. Have mercy on me, have compassion on me, at least Tony and you, my friends, because the hand of the Lord has touched me. Why do you pursue me just as Skytis does, and satiate yourselves with my flesh? Who will grant to me that my words may be written down? Who will grant to me that they may be inscribed in a book, with an iron pen and a plate of lead, or else be carved in stone? For I know that my Redeemer lives, and on the last day I will rise out of the earth. And I will be enveloped again with my skin, and in my flesh I will see my Skytis. It is he whom I myself will see, and he whom my eyes will behold, and no other. This, my hope, has taken rest in my bosom. Why then do you say, Let us pursue him, and let us find a basis to speak against him? So then, flee from the face of the sword, for the sword is the avenger of the iniquities. But know this, there is to be a judgment.
Did this book thing be inscribed in a book with an iron pen and a plate of lead? Did they used to do that?
No, they're just trying. They just misled you.
Or else be carved in stone. That's more familiar, I guess. But
I guess they had that back then, or it's just another mistranslation.
I mean, lead is quite easy to melt. It does not need a very high temperature to melt lead.
No, that's true.
So you could have quite easily made a slab of it.
I mean, isn't that where the word leather comes from?
Iron tools were a common place. So technically, yeah, you could have done that.
It just seemed, I guess.
I just want to point out, we've been reading how many chapters now? I feel like they've made pretty much no progress in their discussion.
No, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same arguments and.
Yeah, good. I'm not the only one.
But again, this is a lot more entertaining than the last time I was on.
Good. Yeah, we got past the worst parts, it seems like. Although Bible always has a few surprises.
Yeah.
Job 20. Then Zophar the Namathite answered by saying, In response, various thoughts succeed one another in me, and my mind moves quickly through different ideas. The teaching you use to admonish me I will hear, and the spirit of my understanding will respond for me. This, I know, is from the Teras. Why does it say beginning? God damn it. From the beginning, from the time that man was set over the earth. That the praise
I'll just blame you for it.
You can't even read. Shut up.
You can't read either.
You have no proof.
By the way, Skytis, did you hear that Hivan's apartment got invaded by bees?
He likes jazz? No, I didn't.
It was pretty funny. He had to evacuate for a couple of days because it was filled with bees.
Bees, what the fuck?
I guess it turned into a beehive.
Yeah,
I guess
you need to be better.
It works better in written form, I guess. This I know is from the beginning, from the time that man was set over the earth, that the praise of the empires shall be short, and the joy of the hypocrite lasts only a moment. If his pride ascends even towards the heavens, and his head touches the clouds, in the end he will be destroyed like a trash heap, and those who had seen him will say, "Where is he?" Like a dream that flies away, he will not be found. He will pass away like a nightmare. The eyes that had seen him will not see him. No longer will his own place admire him. His sons will be worn away by poverty, and his own hands will deliver grief to him. His bones will be filled with the vices of his youth, and they will sleep with him in the dust. For when evil will be sweet in his mouth, he will hide it under his tongue. He will permit it and not abandon it, and he will conceal it in his throat. The fuck? His bread in his belly will be turned into the venom of snakes within him. The riches that he devours, he will vomit up. And from the stomach of Skytis, and from his stomach, Skytis will draw them out. Ah, so this is where Eat the Rich comes from. He will suck the... Teras, I need your attention. I'll start again. He will suck the head of snakes, and the tongue of the viper will kill him. Why? Why would you ever feel compelled to just suck on the head of a snake?
Man, yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so this is when his bones will be filled with the vices of his youth. They will sleep with him, blah blah. For when evil will be sweet in his mouth, and he will hide it under his tongue. He will permit it and not abandon it, and he will conceal it in his throat. His bread in his belly will be turned into venomous snakes within him. The riches that he devours, he will vomit up, and from his stomach, Skytis will draw out. He will suck the head of snakes, and the tongue of the viper will kill.
Go on.
That's. Okay. Oh, I just had to reread that part.
May he never see the streams of the river, the torrents of honey and butter. He will be repaid for all he has done, yet he will not be consumed. According to the multitude of his schemes, so also will he suffer. For, having broken in, he stripped the poor. He has quickly stolen away a house he did not build. And yet his stomach will not be satisfied, and when he has the things he desires, he will not be able to possess them. Nothing remained of his portion, and because of this, nothing will continue of his kind. When he will be satisfied, he will be constrained. He will seethe, and all anguish will fall upon him. May his stomach be filled, so that Skytis may send forth the fury of his wrath to him, and may rain down his battle upon him. He will flee from weapons of iron, and he will fall in an arc of brass, which had been drawn and had issued forth from its sheath, glittering in its bitterness. The horrible ones will go forth and approach over him. All darkness has been hidden in his secrecy. A fire that has not been set will devour him. He will be he will be thrown down and forsaken in his Skytis tent. The heavens will reveal his sinfulness, and the earth will rise up against him. The offspring of his house will be exposed. He will be pulled down in the day of Skytis' wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Skytis, and the inheritance of his words from the Lord. Once again, we're just making no progress. One of them is just saying it's fine, and the other one is saying, hey, if you don't believe in Skytis, all these bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Such nonsense. Job 21. Then Job responded by saying, I beseech you to hear my words and to do penance. Permit me and I will speak, and afterwards, if you see fit, you can laugh at my words. Can I laugh at them already? Is my dispute against men so that I would have no reason to be discouraged? Listen to me and be astonished, and place a finger over your mouth. As for me, when I think it over, I am afraid, and trembling convulses my body. Why then do the impious live, having been lifted up and strengthened with riches? They see their offspring continue before them, a commotion of close relatives and of children's children in their sight. Their houses have been secure and peaceable, and there is no staff of Skytis over them. Their cattle have conceived and have not miscarried. Their cow has given birth and is not deprived of her newborn. Their little ones go out like a flock, and their children jump around playfully. They take up the timbrel and the lyre, and they rejoice at the sound of the organ. Their days are prolonged in wealth, yet in an instant they descend into hell. Who has said to Skytis, Depart from us, for we do not want the knowledge of your ways? Who is the Almighty that we should serve him? And how is it helpful to us if we pray to him? It is true that their good things are not in their power. May the counsel of the impious be far from me. How often will the lamp of the wicked be extinguished, and a deluge overtake them? And how often will he distribute the afflictions of his wrath? They will be like a chaff before the face of the wind, and like ashes that the whirlwind scatters. Skytis will preserve the grief of the fathers for his sons when he repay. Skytis will preserve the grief of the father for his sons, and when he repays, then he will understand. His eyes will see his own destruction, and he will drink from the wrath of the Almighty. For what does he care what happens to his house after him, or if the number of its months are reduced by half? Can anyone teach holy knowledge to Skytis, who judges the exalted? This one dies strong and healthy, rich and happy. His gut is full of fat, and his bones are moistened with marrow. In truth, another dies in bitterness of soul, without any resources, and yet they will sleep together in the dust, and worms will cover them. Surely, I know your thoughts and your sinful judgments against me. For you say, Where is the house of the ruler, and where are the Skytis tents of the impious? Ask any passerby whom you wish, and you will realize that he understands these same things. That the evildoer is reserved for the day of destruction, and he will be led to the day of wrath. Who will reprove his way to his face, and who will repay him for what he has done? He will be led to the tomb, and he will remain awake in the chaos of the dead. He has been found acceptable to the banks of the river of lamentation, and he will draw any man towards him, and there are countless before him. Therefore, how long will you console me in vain, when your answer is shown to be repugnant to truth?
Bars.
This is just...
So I have a question. Did Nargor really belly dance on the last episode?
Oh yeah, it was magnificent.
I have to watch that, I think.
You do, yes. I have nothing to add to that, honestly. That's just, yeah, you do. Weak kid. Or you. Job 22. Then Eliphaz the Themanite responded by saying, Can man be compared with Skytis even if he were perfect in knowledge? What advantage is it to Skytis if you were just? Or what do you provide for him if your way should be immaculate? Will he reprove you and take you to judgment for being afraid, and not because of your many evil deeds and your infinite unfairness? For you have taken away the collateral of your brothers without cause and stripped them naked of their clothing. You have not given water to the weary. You have taken bread away from the hungry. By the strength of your arm, you took possession of the land, and you retain it by being the strongest. You have sent widows away empty, and you have crushed the shoulders of orphans. Because of this, you are surrounded by traps, and unexpected fears will disturb you. And did you think that you would not see darkness, and that you were not to be overwhelmed by the onrush of overflowing waters? Have you not considered that Skytis is higher than the heavens, and is lifted above the height of the stars? And if you say, well, what does Skytis know? And he judges as if through a fog, and the clouds are his hiding place, and he does not examine us closely, and he makes his rounds at the limits of heavens. Do you not want to tend the path of the ages, which wicked men have spurned? These were taken away before their time, and a flood overthrew their foundation. They said to Skytis, withdraw from us! And they treated the Almighty as if he could do nothing, though he had filled their houses with good things. May their way of thinking be far from me. The just will see and will rejoice, and the innocent will mock them. Has not their haughtiness been cut down, and has not fire devoured the remnants of them? Hold on, what the fuck does this word actually mean? Arrogance.
What word?
Basically. Okay. I don't even know how to pronounce
Haughtiness.
it. Yeah,
Haughtiness.
it's like naughtiness, but haughty.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
never seen that word in my entire life until now. But I have been educated. So repose yourself with him and be at peace, and in this way you will have the best fruits. Accept the law from his mouth and place his words in your heart. If so, you will return to the Almighty, you will be rebuilt, and you will put sinfulness far from your Skytis tent. He will give you stone in place of dirt, and torrents of gold in place of stone. And the Almighty will be against your enemies, and silver will be gathered together for you. Then you will flock together in delight over the Almighty, and you will lift up your face to Skytis, and you will plead with him, and he will listen to you, and you will pay your vows. You will decide on something, and it will come to you, and the light will shine in your ways. For he who had been humbled will be in glory, and he who will lower his eyes will be the one saved. The innocent will be saved, and he will be saved with purity in his hands. Still not making any progress on this discussion.
No, not much.
Wait, why is there... Okay, formatting, weird. Then Job answered by saying, now again my conversation is in bitterness, and the force of my scourging weighs more heavily on me than on me because of my mourning. Who will grant me that I might know and find him, and that I may approach even to his throne? I will place judgment before his eye, and my mouth would fill with criticism, so that I may know the words that he will answer me, and understand what he will say to me. I do not want him to contend with me with much strength, nor to overwhelm me with the bulk of his mediocreness. Let him show fairness in response to me, and let my judgment reach to victory. If I go to the Estonian, he does not appear. If I go to the west, I will not understand him. If I turn to the left, what can I do? I will not take hold of him. If I turn myself to the right, I will not see him. Truly, he knows my way, and has tested me like gold that passes through fire. My feet have been following his footsteps. I have kept to his way, and have not strayed from it. I have not withdrawn from the commands of his lips, and the words of his mouth I have hidden in my sinews. For he is alone, and no one is able to disturb his intention, and whatever his spirit wills, that he accomplishes. And when he fulfills his will in me, many other similar ones will also be present with him. And for this reason, I have been troubled at his presence. And when I consider him, I am approached by fear. Skytis has weakened my heart, and the Almighty has confused me. Yet I have not perished because of the threatening darkness, nor has gloom covered my face. Macarena. Job 24. There's still part of the speech. The fact that there's no proper quotation marks here makes this very confusing. I'll just pretend it's not, because it's easier. The times are not hidden from the Almighty. Even those who know him do not know his days. Some have crossed the boundaries, plundered the flocks, and given them pasture. They have driven away the donkeys of orphans and have taken the cow from the widow as collateral. They have undermined the way of the poor and have pressed together the meek of the earth. Others, like wild asses in the desert, go forth to their work. By watching for prey, they obtain bread for their children. They reap a field that is not their own, and they harvest a vineyard that they have taken by force. They send men away naked, having taken the clothing of those who have no covering in the cold. And these are wet with the mountain rain, and, having no covering, they embrace the rocks. They have used violence to deprive orphans, and they have robbed the poor common people. From the naked to those who do not have enough clothing, and from the hungry they have taken away sheaves of grain. They take their midday rest among us, the stockpiles of those who, though they have trodden in winepresses, suffer thirst. In the cities they cause the men to groan and the spirit of the wounded to cry out, and so Skytis does not allow this to go unpunished. They have been rebellious against the light, and they have not known his ways, nor have they returned by his paths. The killer of men rises at first light. He executes the destitute and the poor, but, in truth, he is like a thief in the night. The eye of the adulterer waits for darkness, saying, "No eye will see me," and he covers his face. He passes through houses in the nighttime, just as they had agreed among themselves in the daytime, and they are ignorant of the light. If sunrise should suddenly appear, it is treated by them like the shadow of death with one F, and they walk in darkness, as if in light. He is nimble on the surface of water. His place on land is to be accursed. May he not walk by way of the vineyards. May he cross from the snowy waters to excessive heat and his sin, all the way to hell. Let mercy forget him. His charm is worms. Let him not be remembered, but instead be broken like an unfruitful tree. For he has fed on the barren, who does not bear fruit, and he has not done good to the widow. He has pulled down the strong by his teeth, and, when he stands up, he will not have trust in his life. Skytis has given him a place for repentance, and he abuses it with arrogance, but his eyes are upon his ways. They are lifted up for a little while, but they will not continue. And they will be brought low, just like all things, and they will be taken away, and, like the tops of the ears of grain, they will be crushed. But, if this is not so, who is able to prove to me that I have lied and to place my words before Skytis? Good question. Oh my god, this book just keeps going. Holy shit. Woo! So, nut review. How are you liking them?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Well, it's
one thing that I noticed is if you just barely chew them, that you don't really get the full flavor. You know, some people tend to just take like 3 or 4 bites of chewing and then they swallow their food.
Yes.
I feel like you get much less flavor from peanuts that way.
Okay. So I need to chew them more.
I don't know how much you chew them. Maybe. I'm just suggesting you try it at least.
Well, I suppose I chew them like a normal human amount, but you seem to want me to chew them more, so
I just want to make sure you at least consider chewing them a little more and see how you like it. And maybe you're just not a peanut enjoyer. Maybe you're just irredeemable. An irredeemable sinner.
I bought peanut M&Ms today.
You're a peanut M&M.
Sinner. Why would you buy those?
They taste better than unsalted peanuts.
They're also disgustingly expensive.
Well,
I don't consider
I
them
mean,
worth it.
unsalted peanuts, it's okay, but it's not.
Obviously, it's not chocolate, but that's the point. It's not chocolate.
Well,
it's a snack that you can eat a lot more of without feeling bad. You just kind of have to get used to not eating as much candy, and then it's probably fine, but I did that years ago, so just eating peanuts is nothing particularly difficult for me. Not enjoy it. Ooh, no, you cat peasant.
I think I don't know. I would. I don't think I will go all in on the nuts like you do, but
I doubt anyone else really will. I care too little about my food, so that's why I can get away with it. Most people care a lot more.
yeah, like I said, it's okay, but it's not. There are there are a lot of things that taste a lot better, I think, than unsalted
but I mean,
nuts.
even if you only replace every, I don't know, let's just say every fourth bag of M&Ms with just peanuts, you're already much better off in terms of
There's a
pricing
cat here now.
food.
Look, a cat.
Cat peasant!
Hi.
Yo, we got a cat peasant. Why is it
I will
a cat?
take that cat home when I get
And why are
thrown
you
out
allowed
of
to take the cat?
What do you mean?
Why is the cat not attacking you? Because you just picked it up.
Cats like me. They always have.
Well, probably because you have food. Understandable.
Do you think cats like unsalted peanuts?
I mean, it's food, so they'll probably take it, but I have no idea if they're allowed to get to eat them.
I don't think they would eat it, actually.
I have no clue.
We can try.
I wouldn't.
We can make an experiment.
I wouldn't dare to offer that to a cat because I don't know if it's poisonous or anything. So I would
probably
have to
not.
do research first. Probably not, but a lot of people don't know that grapes or raisins are also poisonous to dogs. Like
It'll be
one is
fine.
probably fine, but you probably don't want to give any to a dog. But it seems like nobody knows that.
Well, it's not something that you would give to a dog, is it?
Well, I mean, if you're eating grapes and the dog is looking at you with puppy eyes, then you might be inclined to. That's how it happened very recently. Somebody was eating grapes and then they gave the dog a one, and then I was like, did you just you are aware that those are poisonous for dogs, right? And the person was very much not aware.
So you actually witnessed this happening?
Yes. And I was in such utter disbelief that I actually was stuttering, and it took me a short while to articulate the sentence. But they didn't know, and they also didn't believe me. So I literally told them, "Well, just go research it." Did you know that Teras is wearing a shirt? Who's Teras?
Yeah, I did notice that. I was out walking earlier, and I actually took off my shirt just because, I guess. Why not?
How many people complimented you for your good looks?
Nobody. But there were some cars that passed me, and I think I chose to believe that they thought, "Wow," but they didn't actually say it. They didn't actually, but I could sense that they were very impressed.
Nice. Job 25. Then Beldad the Sahite answered by saying, "Power and terror are with him that makes a pact with those in high places. Is there any limit to the number of his soldiers, or to the number of those over whom his light rises? Is it right for man to compare himself to Skytis, or to appear pure, though he is born of woman? Behold! Even the moon is not radiant, and the stars are not pure in his sight. Is man much more than rottenness, and the son of man much more than worms?" That's job 25. Oh, that's the shortest answer we've had. Wow. Job 26. Then Job responded by saying, "Whose assistant are you? Is he weak-minded? And do you sustain the arm of him that is not strong? To whom have you given advice? Perhaps it is to him that has no wisdom or prudence that you have revealed your many ideas. Who is it that you wanted to teach? Was it not him that created the breath of life? Behold! Giant things groan under the waters, and they dwell with them. The underworld is naked before him. and there is no covering for perdition. He stretched out the north over emptiness, and he suspended the land over nothing. He secures the waters in his clouds so that they do not burst forth downward all at once. He holds back the face of his throne, and he stretches his cloud over it. He has set limits around the waters until light and darkness shall reach their limit. The pillars of heaven tremble and are frightened at his nod. By his strength, the sea suddenly gather together, and his foresight has struck the arrogant. His spirit has adorned the heavens, and his birthing hand has brought forth the winding serpent. Behold! These things have been said about his ways in part, and, since we barely have heard a small drop of his word, who will be able to gaze upon the thunder of his mediocreness? Nice, 2 beholds in one speech. I enjoy. Job 27. Job also added to this, using figures of speech, and he said, As Skytis lives, who has taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who has led gaze to bitterness, who has led my soul to bitterness, as long as my breath remains in me, and the breath of Skytis remains in my nostrils, my lips will not speak iniquity, nor will my tongue devise lies. Far be it from me that I should judge you to be right, for I, until I expire, will not withdraw from my innocence. I will not forsake my justification, which I have just begun to grasp. For my heart does not find blame in me. For my heart does not find blame for me in my whole life. Let the impious be as my enemy, and the sinful as my adversary. For what hope is there for the hypocrite, if he greedily plunders and Skytis does not free his soul? Will Skytis pay attention to his cry when anguish overcomes him? Or will he take delight in the Almighty and call upon Skytis at all times? I will teach you through the hand of Skytis what the Almighty holds, and I will not conceal it. Behold! Where the fuck? You know all this, and so why do you speak vain things without reason? This is the portion of the impious men with Skytis, and the inheritance of the violent which they receive from the Almighty. If his sons should happen to increase, they will be for the sword, and his grandsons will not be satisfied with bread. Whatever will remain of him, he will be buried in the ruins, and his widows will not weep. If he will amass silver as if it were dirt, and fabricate garments as if they were clay, then yes, he will gather, but the just will be clothed with it, and the innocent will divide the silver. He has built his house like a moth, and he has made a makeshift shelter like a sentry. When he falls asleep, the rich man will leave him with nothing. He will open his eyes and find nothing. Destitution will surround him like water. A storm will overwhelm him in the night. A burning wind will pick him up and carry him away, and, like a whirlwind, it will rush him from his place. And it will hurl over him, and will not spare him. Fleeing from its power, he will go into exile. He will clasp his hands over himself, and he will hiss at himself while considering his situation. Once again, I don't think we're making any progress on this discussion here. It's just pointless. I've
just been very confused for a long time now.
Very confused for a long time now. On Skytis.
I don't like the fact that you're Skytis.
Would you like to change that? $20.
But isn't
I don't have that kind of money.
So Skytis, you said you don't feel like you're making any progress, but isn't that just like the whole Bible reading, the whole Bible?
No. We made progress. We're already 40% done with the Old Testament.
Okay.
I think we were exactly at 40% after episode 50, right, Teras? 40.00?
What?
We were at exactly 40% after episode 50, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're making some progress.
And how many years more do you have to do this at the current pace?
If you check the management sheet, it will say there. I think it's August 2026 at the current pace. But of course, that depends. How long are our sessions? How often do we have our sessions? How quickly do we read? And how many tangents do we have? But with the average above all, Average over all sessions so far, August 26. For the Old Testament, of course. And then there's the New Testament. And then there's other amazing books to be read. Like the Quran, and I don't plan that far ahead. Past that, honestly, I don't fucking know. It's enough content until every streaming platform that we know nowadays will collapse. And that's what really matters.
Yeah, I didn't worry about the lack of content. That's not my...
I don't either.
Oh, good.
Job 28. Silver has its fissures where it is first found, and gold has a place where it is melted. Iron is taken from the earth, and ore, unbound by heat, is turned into brass. He has established a time for darkness, and he has settled on an end for all things, as well as for the stone that is in the gloom and shadow of death, with one F. The burning separates a pilgrim people from those who have been forgotten by the feet of the destitute men and from the unapproachable. The land where bread appeared in its place has been destroyed by fire. Its stones are embedded with sapphires and its soil with gold. The bird does not know its paths, nor has the eye of the vulture beheld it. The sons of merchants have not walked there, nor has the lioness traveled through it. He has stretched out his hand to the rocks. He has overturned the foundations of the mountains. He has cut rivers through the rocks, and his eye has seen all precious things. The depth of rivers he also has examined, and he has brought hidden things into the light. But, in truth, where is wisdom to be found, and where is the place of understanding? Man does not know its price, nor is it found in the land of those who live in sweetness. The abyss declares, it is not in me. And the sea says, it is not with me. The finest gold will not be paid for it, nor will silver be weighed in exchange for it. It will not be compared to the dyed colors of India, nor with the very costly stone sardonyx, nor with the sapphire. Neither gold nor crystal will be its equal, neither will vessels of gold be fitted for it. The exalted and the eminent will not be remembered in comparison with it. Yet wisdom is drawn out of concealment. The topaz of Ethiopia will not be equal to it, nor will it be compared to the purest dyes. So then, where does wisdom begin, and where is the place of understanding? It has been hidden from the eyes of all living things, just as the birds of the heavens escape notice. Tradition and death with one F have said, with our ears, we have heard its fame. Skytis understands its way, and he knows its location. For he beholds the limits of the world, and he looks upon all things that are under heaven. He created a counterweight for the winds, and he suspended the waters to measure them. At that time, he gave a law to the rain and a path to the resounding storms. Then he saw and explained it, and he made ready and examined it. And he said to man, behold, the fear of the Lord, such is wisdom, and to withdraw from evil, this is understanding. Do you understand the irony?
No.
Job 29.
No.
Job also added to this, using figures of speech, and he said, who will grant to me that I might be as I was in former months, according to the days when Skytis kept watch over me? At that time, his lamp shined over my head, and by his light I walked through the darkness. I was then just as in the days of my youth, when Skytis was privately in my Skytis tent. Question mark? At that time, the Almighty was with me and my children surrounded me. Then I washed my feet with butter, and a boulder poured out rivers of oil for me. Excuse me? What did I just read?
I'm going to try that tonight.
Then I washed my feet with butter, and a boulder poured out rivers of oil for me.
It does sound nice, actually.
What the fuck? When I went to the gate of the city or to the main street, they prepared a chair for me. How charitable. The youths saw me and hid themselves, and the elders, rising up, remained standing. The leaders stopped talking, and they placed a finder over their mouth. Finder? I guess a finger? Because you use a finger to find as in point at something because Bible is fucking dumb. What else would be a finder?
I've returned.
Oh my god, he's returned. The man, the myth, the legend.
The egg.
The one and only. The singular.
Yeah. That's the Bible.
I wonder if he has a gag reflex.
Pretty biblical.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
The commanders subdued their voice, and their tongue adhered to their throat. The ear that heard me blessed me, and the eye that saw me gave testimony for me. This was because I had freed the poor who cried out, and the orphan who had no helper. The blessing of him who would have been destroyed came upon me, and I consoled the heart of the widow. I put on justice, and I clothed myself with my judgment, like a robe and a diadem. I was an eye for the blind, and a foot for the lame. I was the father of the poor, and if I lacked knowledge about any case, I investigated very diligently. I crushed the jaws of the impious, and I took away prey from his teeth. And I said, I will die in my little nest, and like a palm tree I will multiply my days. My root has been spread beside the waters, and the dew will remain with my harvest. My glory will always be restored, and my bow will be restored to my hand. Those who heard me expected vindication, and they listened closely in silence to my counsel. To my words they dared to add nothing, and my eloquence poured over them. They waited for me as for rain, and they opened their mouth as for belated rains. And if I had ever laughed at them, they would not have believed it, and the light of my face was not cast down towards the ground. If I wished to go to them, I sat down first, and though I sat like a king surrounded by an army, yet I was a comforter to those who mourned.
Hey, Egg.
Yep.
Would you like a jungle skug?
Or what?
The jungle skug.
It's like a skunk, but from the jungle.
I'm gonna pass.
Jungle skug.
Oh,
The jungle skug.
yeah,
that guy.
a bear, but in Swedish.
Jungle skug.
I want one. Why am I not being offered one? I want one. What the fuck?
It took me a
Jungle
minute.
skug. Yeah. I still have a bookmark because I still want one.
I'll trade you for a small grenade.
You could even cut it open and place your bag of gravel in it.
Do not harm the jungle skug. No harm will come to the jungle skug. He is friend-shaped.
Job 30. But now those younger in years scorn me, whose fathers I would have not seen fit to place with the dogs of my flock, the strength of whose hands was nothing to me, and they were considered unworthy of life itself. They were barren from poverty and hunger. They gnawed in solitude, layered with misfortune and misery. And they chewed grass and the bark from trees, and the root of junipers was their food. They took these things from the steep valleys, and they discovered one of these things. They rushed to the others with a cry. And when they discovered one of these things, they rushed to the others with a cry. They lived in the parched desert and in caves underground or above the rocks. They rejoiced amongst us, these kinds of things, and they considered it delightful to be under thorns. These are the sons of foolish and base men. As opposed to based man? Is it just base man? Not even paying attention. Not even paying any attention to the land. Now I become their song, and I have been made into their proverb. They loathe me, and so they flee far from me, and they are not reluctant to spit in my face.
You're a flea.
I don't have a retort to that. For he has opened his quiver and has afflicted me, and he has placed a bridle in my mouth. Immediately upon rising, my calamities rise up to the right, and they have overturned my feet and have pressed me down along their way like waves. They have diverted my journeys, they have waited to ambush me, and they have prevailed, and there was no one who might bring help. They have rushed upon me as when a wall is broken or a gate is opened. They have been pulled down into my miseries. I have been reduced to nothing. You have taken away my desire like a wind, and my health has passed by like a cloud. But now my soul withers within myself, and the days of my affliction take hold of me. At night, my bone is pierced with sorrows, and those who feed on me do not sleep. By the sheer number of them, my clothing is worn away, and they have closed in on me like the collar of my throat. I have been treated like dirt, and I have been turned into embers and ashes. I cry out to you, and you do not heed me. I stand up, and you do not look back at me. You have changed me into hardness, and with the hardness of your hand, you oppose me. You have lifted me up, and placing me as if on the wind, you have thrown me down powerfully. I know that you will hand me over to death with one F, where a home has been established for all the living. Truly then, you do not extend your hand in order to consume them, and if they fall down, you will save them. Once I wept over him who was afflicted, and my soul had compassion on the poor. I expected good things, but evil things have come to me. I stood ready for light, yet darkness burst forth. My insides have seethed without any rest, for the days of affliction have prevented it. I went forth mourning without anger, and rising up, I cried out in confusion. I was the brother of snakes and the companion of ostriches. Say,
Oh, God.
my skin has become blackened over me, and my bones have dried up because of the heat. My harp has been turned into mourning, and my pipes have been turned into a voice of weeping. What the hell am I missing out on? I'm being messaged.
No, he's being messaged. Being messaged.
But again, this is something I could identify a bit with.
I'm gonna
Stuff
identify
about
you.
my soul withers within myself, and the days of affliction take hold of me.
Do you also
At night my bone is pierced with sorrows, and those who feed on me do not sleep.
are you also a brother of snake and a companion of ostriches?
Yes, that too.
Wise.
This is just. I gave up on even trying. It's just 3 people, I think. It's Job, it's the Nahamite, and the one other guy, I think. Maybe it's more, but I think it's 3 people. I don't know who is on which side. I just know that Job is the one that had a good life, and then Satan was like, ha, I bet if you ruin his life, he's not gonna like you anymore. And then Skytis was like, ha, we'll fucking see about that. And then he made his life miserable. And now I'm just... And then it's just a long discussion of nonsense, and I have no clue what's going on. I'm just hoping this book ends soon, because I don't want more Job.
There aren't that many pages left. But
hopefully.
Do you really think the next one will be any better? It's a book of Psalms.
I hope so. One. Maybe, the thing is, there's no action, there's nothing happening. It's just...
No, that's true.
It's just boring, it's just talking. There's literally no plot. That's what I hate about this right now. So, odds are pretty good that the next one will be more interesting. Job 31. I reach an agreement with my eyes that I would not so much as think about a virgin. For what portions should Skytis from above hold for me, and what inheritance should the Almighty from on high keep? Is not destruction held for the wicked, and repudiation kept for those who work injustices? Does he not examine my ways and number all my steps? If I had walked in vanity, or if my foot has hurried towards deceitfulness, let him weigh me in a just balance, and let Skytis know my simplicity. If my steps have turned aside from the way, or if my heart has followed my eyes, or if a blemish has clung to my hands, then I may sow, and let another consume, and let my offspring be eradicated. If my heart has been deceived over a woman, or if I have waited in ambush at my friend's door, then let my wife be the harlot of another, and let another man lean over her. For this is a crime, and a very mediocre injustice. It is a fire devouring all the way to perdition, and it roots out all that springs forth. If I have despised being subject to judgment with my servant or maid, when they had, if I had despised being subject to judgment with my servant or maid when they had any complaint against me, then what will I do when Skytis rises to judge? And when he inquires, how will I respond to him? Is not he who created me in the womb also he who labored to make him? And did not one and the same form me in the womb? If I have denied the poor what they wanted, and have made the eyes of the widow wait, if I have eaten my morsel of food alone, while orphans have not eaten from it, for from my infancy mercy grew with me, and it came out with me from my mother's womb. If I have looked down on him who was perishing because he had no clothing, and the poor without any covering, if his sides have not blessed me, and if he were not warmed with the fleece of my sheep, if I have lifted up my hand over an orphan, even when it might seem to me if I have lifted up my hand over an orphan, even when it might seem to me that I the advantage over him at the gate. Have? I think. Whatever. Then may my shoulder fall from its joints, and may my arm with all its bones be broken. For I have always feared Skytis, like waves flowing over me, whose weight I was unable to bear. If I have considered gold to be my strength, or if I have called purified gold my trust, if I have rejoiced over my mediocre success, or over my mediocre success, and over the many things that my hand has obtained, if I gazed upon the sun when it shined and the moon advancing brightly, so that my heart rejoiced in secret, and I kissed my hand with my mouth, which is a very mediocre iniquity, and a denial against the Most High Skytis, if I had been glad at the ruin of him who hated me, and have exalted that evil found him. For I have not been given my throat to sin by asking for a curse in his soul. If the men around my Skytis tent have not said, he might give us some of his food, so that we will be filled. For the foreigner did not remain at the door, my door was open to the traveler. If, as man does, I have hidden my sin and have concealed my iniquity in my bosom, if I became frightened by an excessive crowd, and the disrespect of close relatives alarmed me, so that I would much rather have remained silent or have gone out the door, then he would grant me a hearing, so that the Almighty would listen to my desire. And he would judge, and he who judges would himself write a book, which I would then carry on my shoulder and wrap around me like a crown. With each of my steps, I would pronounce and offer it, as if to a prince. So, if my land cries out against me, and if its furrows weep with it, if I have used its fruits for nothing but money and have afflicted the souls of its tillers, then may the thistles spring forth for me instead of grain, and thorns instead of barley. This ended the words of Job. Why does it say that? Why does it now point out that? Is this the final thing Job says in this entire book?
Sure, why not?
No. Why did oh god, what the fuck?
It's very long.
So
42!
So was everything up to now things that Job said?
No, it usually is like one chapter is one person speaking, unless it's not specified. So if a chapter doesn't start with and then this person responded, then I think it's still the same person speaking.
Good one.
But generally speaking, if it's a new chapter, it's another person speaking.
Okay, so now it says these three men ceased to answer Job.
Why are you asking me? Do I look like I'm a Bible expert? I am just.
I think you might be the closest one to it here.
I am just as confused as you are. Trust me.
Should we call that Jehovah's woman? Well, I don't actually have a number, but
I would love to find out, but I think that would be a little difficult. Job 32. But these three men, so apparently it's 3 plus Job, because it says these 3 men ceased to answer Job. So apparently there was a discussion between 4 people. I have no clue who was on which side or what the fuck they were talking about. But anyway, they ceased to answer Job because he considered himself justified. And Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite of the kindred of Ram, was angry and indignant. But he was angry against Job because he described himself to be just in the presence of Skytis. Holy shit, are we past... Is stuff actually happening now? Are we past eternal speech and pointless discussion? Moreover, he was indignant with his friends because they had not found a reasonable response except insofar as they condemned Job. Therefore, Elihu waited while Job was talking, but these were his elders that were speaking. When he saw that these 3 were not able to respond, he was extremely angry. And so Elihu, the son of Barachel the Buzite, responded by saying, I am younger in years, and you are more ancient. Therefore, I kept my head low, for I was afraid to reveal to you my opinion, for I had hoped that mediocre age would speak, and that a multitude of years would teach wisdom. But I see now that there is only breath in
I'm
man.
gonna go take a piss.
Please do. That there is only breath in man, and that it is the inspiration of the Almighty that gives understanding. The wise are not the aged, nor do the elders understand judgment. Therefore, I will speak. Listen to me, and so I will show you my wisdom. For I have endured your words, and I have paid attention to your deliberations while you were being argumentative with words. And as long as I supposed that you were saying something, I considered. But now, I see that there is none of you that is able to argue with Job and to respond to his words. So that you will not say, we have found wisdom. Skytis has thrown him down, not man. Oh, Skytis has thrown down, not man has thrown him down. Okay. He has said nothing to me, and I will not respond to him according to your words. Then they were filled with dread, and so they no longer responded, and they withdrew from their speech making. Therefore, because I have waited and they have not been speaking, for they stood firm and did not respond at all, I also will answer in my turn, and I will reveal my knowledge. For I am full of words, and the feeling in my gut inspires me. Yes, my stomach is like fermenting wine without a vent, which bursts the new containers. I should speak, but I will also breathe a little. I will open my lips, and I will answer. I will not esteem the reputation of a man, and I will not equate Skytis with man. For I do not know how long I will continue, whether after a while my maker might take me away. Jesus Christ, get to the point. This is the entire chapter is like, I listened to you guys argue. And because you're older, I let you speak. But now I want to speak. So I'm going to speak. Because I listened to you. And now I'm going to speak. Because it has been building up in me and I really want to speak. And I want to say my part now. And now I will speak.
I like the part about yes, my for I am full of words, and the feeling in my gut inspires me. Yes, my stomach is like fermenting wine without a vent, which bursts the new containers.
It's just say it already. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Job 33. Therefore, hear my speeches, Job, and listen to all my words. Behold, I have opened my mouth and let my tongue speak along with my throat. My words are from my simple heart, and my lips will speak a pure judgment. The spirit of Skytis made me, and the breath of the Almighty gave me life. If you can, answer me, and oppose me to my face. God damn it. Behold! Skytis has made me, just as he has also made you, and I, likewise, have been formed of the same clay. So truly, do not let my wonders terrify you, and do not let my eloquence be burdensome to you. For you have spoken in my hearing, and I have heard the voice of your words, saying, I am clean and without sin. I am immaculate, and there is no iniquity in me. Yet he has discovered blame in me, so that he has treated me like his enemy. He has put my feet in fetters, and he has kept watch over all my ways. And therefore it is for this reason that you have not been justified. For I tell you that Skytis is mediocrer than man. Do you contend against him because he has not responded to all of your words? Skytis speaks once, and he does not repeat the same thing a second time. Through a dream in a vision of the night when a deep sleep falls over men and they are sleeping in their beds. Then he opens the ears of men and, educating them, he teaches discipline so that he may divert a man from the thing that he is doing and may free him from pride. In June? Okay. Rescuing his soul from corruption and his life from passing away by the sword. Likewise, he rebukes by sorrow in bed, and he causes all of his bones to become weak. Bread becomes abominable to him in his life, and to his soul the meat which before he desired. His body will waste away, and his bones will be cut. And his bones which had been covered will be revealed. His soul has approached corruption, and his life has drawn near to what is deadly. If there were an angel speaking for him, one among us thousands to declare the fairness of the man, he will have mercy on him, and he will say, "Free him, so that he will not ascend to destruction. I have found a reason to be favorable to him. His body is consumed by suffering. Let him return to the days of his youth." He will beg pardon from Skytis, and he will be soothing to him. And he will look upon his face in jubilation, and he will restore his justice to man. He will consider mankind, and he will say, "I have sinned, and truly I have offended, yet I was not treated as I deserved." He has freed his soul from continuing into destruction, so that, in living, it may see the light. Behold!
No.
All these things Skytis works 3 times within each one, so that he may revive their souls from the corruption and enlighten them with the light of life. Pay attention, Job, and listen to me, and remain silent while I speak. Yet, if you have anything to say, answer me and speak, for I want you to be treated justly. But if you do not have anything to say, then listen to me. Be quiet, and I will teach you wisdom. So he's basically saying, listen to me and shut up. But if you have anything to say, don't shut up.
Yeah, because you want me to help you read the next part? Or would you rather continue?
That entirely depends on you. Teras wants to stop, but if you want to keep going, I still have a few extra hours.
I'm leaving. I'm like being horribly burnt out at this point.
All right.
This is an exception to the general thing. I'm probably going to take the next week and the week after off to recharge.
I mean, that's...
The Bible has become very cumbersome.
Don't worry, it's just another like 6 chapters, and then we're done with the Book of Job, and surely it will be better. Surely we don't get another Chronicle Valley.
I don't know if I like your optimism here.
It's just a couple of hours a week. How hard can it be?
Literally silence, you fucking peasant.
How do you feel, Skytis? Any burnout?
I'm used to annoying things. Peasant has been around for years now.
Wow. Of all the things to say about your literally most dedicated fan.
Yeah. Honestly.
It's annoying,
Skytis
but
TM right there.
I have optimism that it will get better, and also just curiosity, and I know that there's just always content to be had with Bible, so if Teras wants a break, then he will get a break, because he literally did this for over 50 episodes by now. He literally wasted like about 120 hours of his life. Probably quite a bit more than that on this by now. No, and that's 120 hours on just the reading, minus sitting here during the intro of the stream, minus the outro, because that's also not in those videos, so that's not factored in, minus the time spent on the thumbnails. So...
But what, on the other hand, what would he have done with those hours if he hadn't?
Enjoyed them.
You tend to enjoy your hours.
No, he doesn't, but he likes to pretend that he would have. The thing is, Teras doesn't have any particular plans, but he just likes having the freedom of being able to just do whatever the fuck he wants, even though he always ends up doing nothing. So Bible is an inconvenience because he can't just end up doing nothing, because Bible.
Yeah, at the moment, the Bible can suck my left nut.
Can I suck the right one?
Yes.
I'm full of words.
Off.
Nice.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me on.
No. Thank you
another
for being
episode,
on and reading.
Yes. Oh, it was my pleasure.
Yeah, I have discovered something very valuable.
Well, if you want to come on again, we
know
have channel on Discord now.
You know how mechanical parts
If you get roll, you get
are
access.
kind of annoying to get in large quantities.
Yeah, I joined the
Scrapping
roll
an engine gives you
yesterday,
30.
I guess we'll post when Teras has had his vacation from Bible.
I'm gonna slide out anyway. I've been a non-presence here regardless. So.
More like nonce presence.
Well, that's good. I resent that. Anyway.
Anyways.
Well, but I do think the hat is an improvement, Skytis. It's very nice.
It's a little inconvenient, but I guess it's worth it. Hold on, I can fix this. There we go. I'll have to, like, today the weather has been pretty okay, but if it's warmer, I don't think I want to wear it.
You should consider getting a tattoo, like a big cross on your arm or something.
That thought has not yet crossed my mind. I feel like that would actually be taking it a little too far.
I don't think you can go too far when it comes to the Bible. You're supposed to take it too far, I think. That's kind of the whole point.
I don't know. I kind of like the reality that I can just, if I decide tomorrow I don't want anything to do with the Bible anymore, I'll just get rid of my Bible in the background, this hat, the outfit, and my bookmarks and everything, and I'm good.
I don't think you can. I think you're in too deep at this point. You have to go on.
But I don't know. Tattoos are too permanent. I tend to be too uncertain about decision makings like that. It would be funny, but would that be worth it? Also, do I care enough to spend that money?
It can't be that expensive to make just like a cross.
I don't know, but I also haven't bothered yet to find out.
Maybe there are like Christian tattoo artists that will give you a discount if you do a Christian themed tattoo.
Until they find out what I do on my streams, then they charge extra.
That's true.
No. I mean, maybe I'll get one of those temporary tattoos. You know, the one for children that you literally just put on your skin, add some water, rub on it a few times, and then it lasts for like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those. That would be simple
that could
enough.
be good.
Although, if I were to do it, it would go right here, just because it would be funny.
Yeah. The the singer of the death metal band the Deicide, he has a upside down cross in his forehead, but it's well, I guess he used a knife or something on his head, so it's like a what's the word? It goes down on his. It's not a tattoo. It's more like a. No, it's not a scar exactly either. Well, I guess it sort of is, but.
I mean, a scar is not only when you just. I also found that out like not too long ago. A scar is basically, I think, any permanent alteration or deformation of your skin, or like when you hear scar, you have a very specific thing in mind. It's probably like a wound that was like stitched. But no, a scar is a lot more. Like if your skin is permanently like changed, if it looks different because you had a weird injury, that's technically also a scar.
What's the opposite of a protrusion? You know, like a protrusion goes out. If it goes in, what's Yeah, like a dent. Yeah, exactly. So he has like a dented upside down cross in his forehead.
Nice. I have an upside down cross in the background, but it's only visible during outros, I think.
Glenn Benton of Deicide, if you want to Google. just an idea. Just an idea.
You're telling me to smash in my skull. Got it.
Well,
You didn't say no. Nice.
well, again, I just think it can't. I don't think you can be too serious about the Bible. And I don't think. I think if you're going, it's not like it's going to go out of style.
Okay, but
Like a cross
one
that's
question.
always going to work.
What do I do in, let's just say, 2032-ish? When I'm done with the Bible and I move on to the Quran. However the fuck you pronounce it in English.
Well, I guess you will just have to read it from the perspective of a Christian.
I can't even do that with the Bible. Why would I be able to do that with another book?
Well, do you really think you could do this with the Quran? It's a bit more risky, I guess.
What's risky about it?
Well, fundamentalist Islam,
Okay,
nut
so
jobs.
let's take a, I guess, worst case scenario. What's gonna happen? They find out my address because I shared that publicly everywhere. They find out my name because everybody knows that. They know my date of birth because I also willingly share that. They know where yeah. Oh, wait. None of these apply. Well, one of them applies, which is this one.
Oh, I guess that's true.
No, I'm careful enough, and if somebody's offended by that, like, they can always just not watch. That's the thing. Like, a few people were like, well, why the hell are you doing this? And I just tell them, well, because it's funny. And honestly, I spend a lot more time on trying to understand the Bible than 99.9% of the population do. So, like, I don't believe in anything in the Bible. I don't like the Bible as a holy scripture, but I'm willing to spend time on it, and honestly, that's better than most people. If somebody's offended or upset by this, they can always just leave. Free speech and all of that. I'm just creating content and just look at the bright side. I'm basically spreading the word of the Lord to more people. I'm pretty sure every single guest that we've had on, none of them have read more than a few like verses or psalms or whatever of the Bible. And like, I have quintupled the amount of Bible they've consumed in their life, probably.
That's probably true.
So, is it really that bad? Sure, I replaced a few things and I mock stupid things in the Bible, but I am still spreading the word. I'm making more people read the Bible and be aware of what's in it. So, if somebody wants to be upset, I'll just laugh at them.
Yes. Yeah. That's.
So before I do my rating,
yeah.
Lies of P, thoughts?
It's good. I liked it.
Like, just good or actually great, or like how polished and all that does it feel compared to a FromSoft game?
Well, I think it's definitely going to be one of the better Souls-likes out there.
So for those of you unaware, it's a new Souls-like. There's currently a demo out. It seems to be pretty well received.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not really much more to say.
I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to play the full game.
So far, I can't really think of any Souls like that was actually anywhere near FromSoft games. Like, obviously, FromSoft has like this iconic reputation by now, but like Cold Vein was just, it wasn't awful, but it was way too easy when I played it. Lots of the Fallen I haven't played, but people said it just feels kind of clunky and like more like a cheap clone, not really all that great. What other Souls-likes were there. There's Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That was also, a lot of people didn't like it. I don't remember for which exact reasons, but it was also kinda hit or miss. Although it was said to be
Well,
better, I think.
the Neo games are
Neo,
are
yeah, I guess. I mean, those
those are legitimately very good, I think.
those were a clear miss for me, but yeah, people
Yeah.
seem to like that. But I guess that Neo is probably the closest. I mean,
Yeah,
it felt
I-
very Souls-like. I just had the frustrations, but yeah, I guess those were the closest.
for me, I would say Neo is the best Souls-like I've played. That's not FromSoft, but
Okay.
but this one it's very good. You might even call it great, but I don't think it's going to be like fantastic. I don't think it's going
Okay.
to be like 10 out of 10.
I
But it could be like an 8 out of 10.
downloaded the demo. I'm definitely gonna give it a try because might as well try the demo. See how I like
Yeah.
it. But
And one thing I said also is that one thing that I liked is at least the areas in the demo. It's the game runs
smoothly.
very well on PC, and I don't have like a super great PC anymore.
Okay.
But there were I could play it on max settings, and there were no problems even when I streamed it. So as opposed to some of the newer PC games
Elden
releases
Ring on
have
release.
been
What?
this runs
Yeah.
very
Okay.
very well. So that I like that, and it feels quite polished and well made, but it's maybe missing that. But I don't know. It's they've taken the Souls formula as it is, and it feels very much like basically like a Souls copy or Souls
Like,
clone,
oops.
Bloodborne clone. It has some elements of
So they haven't really
like maybe
changed
a little bit of
much
Sekiro.
or added.
No, I don't think they have they have tried some new things, but for me that's not a problem either because I like
Yeah, I
the
mean,
type of game.
the thing is, a lot of people will be like, "Oh my god, it's literally just a Dark Souls clone." I don't really
Yeah.
mind because, well, if there's another Dark Souls that's not made by FromSoft, if it plays like a Dark Souls, it's fine. Like, I don't need
Yeah.
to be upset on FromSoft's behalf. But generally, I would, of course, prefer if they could add some twist to bring forth the genre or forward, even if it's something
Yeah.
that doesn't land. But it's just, if you try a twist on the Dark Souls formula and it doesn't land, then future developers and designers will learn from it and be like, okay, we won't do this, and then they'll try something else, and it will just bring the entire industry and genre forward. But I mean, if it's just a good Dark Souls-like, I might enjoy it. And who knows, maybe they'll even figure out a way to make walls less atrocious and not have the miserable multiple enemies experience that I so love in Souls games. Maybe they'll have fixes for that.
The walls, maybe. I don't think you're well. There's definitely going to be multiple enemy fights, but one thing I will say is that what I had the most problem with was the dodging. The dodging system was not
Did you
great.
get?
It felt a bit off, and I had a trouble getting used to it.
I saw 2 videos and they both mentioned like that you sometimes when you dodge you get stuck on the enemy. Like you're right in front of the enemy, you try to dodge to the side, but you get stuck on the enemy's hitbox and then you don't actually dodge because you're just standing in front of him still. Stuff like that.
Well, there's some. It was something about I don't know. Maybe it's the dodge or the step is like too short distance. It's maybe too few iframes, too much delay, something. But
Okay.
basically, that's been the dodging has been the number one complaint I've seen from most people who played the game. And I also saw a couple of days ago the developer posted something that they're going to make a major overhaul of the dodging system. So
I mean,
hopefully they fix that.
On the one hand, that's good if they respond. On the other hand, of course, depends on how they overhaul it. Like if they go too far in the other direction and they ruin their potentially distinctive, unique thing, then it remains to be seen. But I guess it's good that they're at least reacting to feedback.
I think they could make it a lot better with just a bit of tweaking. So I think that it's going to be better in the full game. But
it's a good
my
sign.
interpretation was also that I think that they want to steer you more towards blocking rather than dodging. But the dodging should still be a bit better than it was in the game.
that makes sense. If you take a Souls game where I feel like blocking, of course, it's easier. That's the main benefit, but like dodging compared to blocking is so much more valuable. I feel like it would be nicer if blocking was made a little more difficult, but also a viable alternative, so you have more interesting playstyles.
What they've done in this game is basically if you block, you will of course take a percentage of the damage, but if you make a perfectly timed block, then you take no damage.
That's
and then that will also make a bit of poise damage to the enemy if you make a perfect block.
Yeah, that does sound like an interesting change.
Yeah, so that's I guess a bit more Sekiro-like almost, the timing on the dodging. So I experienced that against especially one of the bosses in the demo that I just couldn't really do well against it with my dodging. So I had to really just get into the timing of or the rhythm of blocking the boss attacks.
How long did it take you to finish the demo?
Well, I actually took a lot longer than most people. I think I played it for 7 hours. And some people, I think you can blow through it in like 2 hours, 2, 3, 4 hours. I would say like 4 hours is maybe like a normal playtime, but for me, I guess I both took my time and I was streaming it, so that will add time, and also the first and the last boss, I did take me some time to beat. So
I'm just trying to plan it because I'm probably gonna play through it after Red Faction on Monday streams. That means I'll just plan like 1.5, maybe 2 streams for it.
Yeah, again, it all depends on how much you want to explore and check out the different weapons and read item descriptions. But I think maybe you can count like 3 to 5 hours.
Well, we both watched Palm streams. We know that reading is not allowed in Souls.
No, I just since it was new and I was trying to figure out what it was all about, I did. Well, and it's a bit fun, I guess, with theme that it feels very Bloodborne inspired in the setting, sort of Victorian. I don't know.
Still waiting for Bloodborne to be playable on PC.
Yeah, me too.
I literally avoid everything. Like any Bloodborne videos, I will not watch.
Well, I did play Bloodborne on that horrible PlayStation Now service on PC.
Why would you do
and
that?
It's like version 1.0 of Bloodborne with no DLC and it's lag and stuff.
No, cloud gaming can just fuck right off.
What?
I think that service in particular is quite bad.
Make me go nuts. Hello, hi. We're right about to end. Go on, ask your question. Also, Kevin, if you put a twist on a genre and it doesn't land, you might not make money. But if you don't put a twist on the genre, many people will not care. Like if you just release let's just say it's 2002. You want to make a Diablo-like, and you just copy Diablo 2 without a twist. And you pull it off okay, but not amazing. Who will buy your game? The answer is nobody. How do I know? Titan Quest. Like Titan Quest was, of course, it had some changes, but it was a Diablo clone. That's what it was aimed to be. Same with Dungeon Siege. It was said to be, or they planned it as a Diablo killer. Although Dungeon Siege was significantly different, but I guess it just didn't land for that many people. But those are infinitely less popular than Diablo 2. Everybody knows about Diablo. Only people that care about the genre know about Titan Quest or Dungeon Siege. So, on the one hand, of course, if you don't add any twists, you're taking a risk, but if you put a twist, you also take a risk. Thing is, if you don't put a twist on it, you really have to master it, because you're just imitating a product. So why would people not pick the original? So you have to surpass the original, which is maybe more difficult than adding a unique, interesting twist, but I don't know. Does God really exist? That's an easy question. He does. Hi. How to pray with heart. Yes. God exists and he's in my pants.
How do you do a heart hand?
Well, you can either do it like
this. Yeah.
Or you can do it like kind of like this. It's awkward with this camera angle, but kind of like this. It works better if you have your hands like down. Just like I can't really. Yeah. I think there's one other way. If you can also like this, right? There you
I'm not very good with my fingers. And
Women hate him.
I've always felt that the hand hard is such a silly thing that I refuse to do it until now.
Damn, world first. Yeah, well, if you have further Bible or religion questions, feel free to ask on the next Bible stream, which will be who the hell knows when, because Teras needs a break. And he's gonna get his break. Anything you want to talk about, Toa, or shall we cut it?
No, I guess no. I don't think there's anything to add.
Yeah, well, you want to tell people why they should watch your stream?
No.
There you go. I never used this command. Look, you can just follow Toa if you click on that button.
Well,
I think.
Well,
Good.
Well, you can if you want to, but I'll just say that I do stream primarily in Swedish. So unless you speak Swedish, you're not going to get as much out of the stream. But you feel free to stop by and say hello. Either way, if you want to.
Or stop by and say, how do Penga for me? Also, valid question.
Yes. Yes. Skytis does stop by sometimes and flaunt his impressive Swedish. It's almost as good as my German.
It's like, I think I'm at around 15 words now. I learned a lot about grammar thanks to you, though.
Yeah, the N or et.
It's such a great clip, by the way.
Yeah, N-word.
Oh, it's so good. Anyways, I think it's outro time.
Yep.
Where shall we go, Toa? I see people streaming. We have... What do we have? Well, we have Left 4 Dead 2 speedruns that you are probably not all that interested in. Even is still going. I don't know how long he's gonna go for or what he's doing. He's apparently looking at food videos, I think.
I would expect him to stream for at least a couple of hours more.
And then,
maybe until 11.
And Ryu is doing something in Diablo 1. I think not a speedrun, so probably casual Diablo 1. I don't know. If you...
Well, you raid whoever you want. I'm going to watch Ivan.
Oh, you would choose who I raid, because you're the guest.
Well, can you raid like Amaranth or something? Maybe you can't actually. Maybe she probably has like...
I don't know. I can, but do you really want that?
Well...
Do you want people that see and hear you to associate you with that?
Well, she's not online right now. Oh, that's too bad. Well, she was going to move to Kick, right?
She got a special contract, just like XQC did, but I think it's non-exclusive, so she might.
Yeah, that could be it.
I don't know because I didn't look further into it because I don't care enough.
Well, if I have to choose, I would say Hivan.
Okay, we'll go back there. Go full circle. I watched that when he started his stream, so that's why I'm saying full circle.
Did he tell you that he couldn't find unsalted nuts?
Yes, he told me. I asked
him. I don't believe that. I think that's
same. Somebody else, I don't remember who it was, but someone else also called BS and said that he probably just didn't look hard enough.
Yeah, like these nuts I have here, Estrella. I mean, that's the biggest or the second biggest brand of snacks in Sweden. So it's not like it's some obscure thing. I bought it on a regular store. So, and he said the same thing about non-alcoholic beer the other day. He said, "Oh, I'm going to buy a non-alcoholic beer." And then oh no, they didn't have it.
He probably only goes to one very particular store that only serves very particular things, and they don't happen to have it, and he doesn't check anywhere else. That would be my guess. Because like if you check one or maybe 2 or 3 supermarkets you'll find it, and I'm sure there's gonna be enough supermarkets within reach for him. But
Well, maybe not actually, but well, it depends on how
if you're
how eager you
willing
are.
to if you're not willing to go for like a 15-minute drive for one-off occasion, then well, I guess not. But in German we have a saying, it's like where there's a will, there's a way. I don't know if that's a thing in
Yeah.
English as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to, I'm sure he could find. But clearly he's
Yeah.
not on the peanut redemption arc.
Well, yeah, anyway, he's watching, I guess, some food videos right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, I have a stream open already. I'm looking at it. I'm just confused. It's literally he's just
Well-
looking at food.
We do tend to watch like YouTube clips, like weird clips of food or just Swedish stuff. Or sometimes sometimes he just zooms in on food pictures that we post on Discord. So yeah, it should be a great follow-up to the Bible.
Okay, well, for anyone watching, we're gonna be rating Heathen. He streams in Swedish, but you speak English, I'm sure he will respond to you in English. So yeah, if you want to watch food or learn some Swedish, join the raid or don't. Well, we'll be there, so if that doesn't sell you, I don't know what will. I will be back on Monday with Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, likely finishing the game. Maybe then we'll play some Lies of P, the Souls-like we just spoke about. Next Saturday there will most likely be no stream because I will be busy. I might be streaming on another day. I might also be streaming throughout the next week because I'll have some more time. We will see. But past that it'll be back to usual for now, I think. Yeah, so... And who knows when's next Bible? We'll have to ask Teras. Also, the raid's about to auto start in 9 seconds, and the outro is just about to end, so we're leaving. Goodbye.
Bye.